Lime Crime Venus palette today. I have a bunch of things from Lime Crime. It is no secret if you are a subscriber to this channel and you know I enjoy their stuff. The palette was coming out. I decided to buy it on launch day, which was on Halloween, the 31st of October. So the design of this palette I think is inspired obviously by Doe, who is the CEO of Lime Crime, her blue hair, and I think they combined the blue hair with like the very famous Venus painting. You get 8 eyeshadows and they are all very warm. There's one cool toned one right here, which is Divine, but for the most part it's an extremely warm palette. They're very blendable, they're very pigmented, the longevity is there. I use Urban Decay Primer Potion to ensure that it stays on my lids all day. I am wearing it today. I did 2 different looks. I don't like how they came out. I mean, I do like it, but I feel like with me and my personal eye shape, this can get very muddy very easily if all I'm using are these shades. So a lot of times when someone purchases a palette, they buy it for that reason, because they want a standalone palette. Something they can just take with them if they're traveling and just have all the colors they need. But for me, I don't really like it because, as you can see, it's a very heavy look, or heavy at least by my standards. I guess it's very subjective. But so as much as I enjoyed this, I think I just have too little lid space. I have big eyes, but just too little lid space in order to really get the colors to blend nicely without turning muddy or without just blending right into each other in a weird way. I mean, of course you want things to be blended and you don't want harsh lines. For some reason, I just am not absolutely in love with this palette. As for fallout, I didn't experience any fallout on my cheeks, but there is a slight tiny bit of kickback, and what I mean by that is when you touch it or you grab it with your brush, you know how there's some loose powder everywhere. I call it kickback. I don't know what the exact terminology or term for that is. A palette that I have had a lot of trouble with recently is the Balm's Meat Matte Nude palette. That has a lot of kickback and just powder everywhere after you dip your brush in. So I'm happy that at least I don't experience that with these eyeshadows. So in conclusion, I love the palette. I love the color range of it. I think it was cool for Lime Crime to introduce neutrals into their line, since they're known for such bright, colorful looks like the other palettes, which I do have right here. But for me, I don't think it's an absolute must-have. If you love Lime Crime, or if you're looking to build up your collection, this palette retails for $42, then I think it's definitely the way to go. But if you're not really, if you have enough makeup as it is, as I think kind of applies to a lot of us, it's not something you need to run out and get. And they're sold out at the moment. They're making more for the second batch, so something to keep in mind. I really enjoyed it. It was awesome, but I don't absolutely love it. This is not one of the Lime Crime products that I can just look at and I'm like, oh man, I'm so happy to have this in my makeup collection. So that is it for my review of the Lime Crime Venus palette. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!